This is a hardcore hybrid build that combines Dust Devil with Thorns. The goal is to have a cheap, tanky farmer. And the idea to have Thorns is that if I disconnect or there's some lag, well, the Thorn damage is gonna kill stuff that's trying to kill me while I'm lagging. Thorn is the most important thing is outburst. You gain Thorn for each maximum life you have. And also here, of course, there's some damage. But so the idea is to scale your life as much as you can to have more Thorns to do more damage. So therefore, and since this is hardcore also, you always want to have a max damage, so that's why Thorn is good. But Thorn scales slowly, so that's why I use Dust Devil Whirlwind. So what you need to search for gear, the priority number one is life. So you'll see that I've got, well, this one has a bit, but like these are good because they've got the GA on life. You can see that I don't have a lot of life on this one and this one, but of course that's something that I would need to find a better one, better items than that. But here again, like at 1,300 life, and you can see that I put a priority on finding that. And since it's a budget build, you can see that I don't even use flawless for the gems. And still I'm at a nice life pool. And no masterwork also. 0 masterwork. Perhaps with the royal rubies and masterworking with the same exact gear, maybe I could, I don't know, get up to some higher number, maybe like 60, not sure. That's why. Second priority is resist, because you want to be a resist capped, of course. You can see that I'm resist capped, and that's why, like, this helm has resist. And there's some resist there, resist. And when you've got more resist, you don't need to temper for resist. You can see here I tempered for poison resist, but if I had more resist elsewhere in the gear, I could put imposing presence. And imposing presence, if you don't know what it is, it's something that gives you a lot of life. And this one, you can see that I got +3, but if you watch like the perfect Thorn build, they've got like +2 everywhere, or more even, so they end up with a bunch of life, like I think like a 100% additional max life. So that's the way that they scale their life to astronomical numbers. So yeah, priority 2 is resist, and then some strength. So most of my gear has strength, and strength gives you damage to Thorns. It gives bonus to Whirlwind, but my Whirlwind basically does no damage itself. You can see like 3,000 on the tooltip there, and but the Dust Devil is where the damage comes from. So for Whirlwind, you wanna hit often, and for now the attack speed is not doesn't work with Whirlwind, but I think that in season 5 the attack speed is gonna start working, so things might change a bit. But from what I read, if you dual wield, you attack more often, and if you attack more often, then things like this pops more often. Here I've got cost reduction on this ring. You can see the temper, like 8% resource cost reduction. And this one, yeah, I've got a 5 there, and on top of that I've got another 8. of course, afterward, you go with the weapons. So this one, when you regenerate 100 fury, you're gonna spit 2 dust devil. So the bigger they get, the more damage you get. And the bigger they are, the more they're gonna hit the enemies. So yeah, the size is really important. You hit, sometime it's gonna spit some dust devil. I don't know if we see how often, but what is important is that the chance for the dust devil to cast twice, for instance. And when you temper, you've got like a bunch of choices, which are going to be given randomly, of course, and this is one of them. And you need to try to aim for about 100% dust devil size. And I think, yeah, there it is. So I should be at 100%, but I'm not. But, and you see that it's capped at 100. It can't get any bigger than that. But I'm at 89, so there's a 12 there, here. And yeah, the temper gives another 27, and this one has 50 size. So here I've got size as a temper, I've got size again, I've got chance for double cast, and this one has also double cast. Only 1 point there. Yeah, of course, generating some fury on a whirlwind. And this one is not really important, but since I didn't know what to do with my points, I put it there. So we got a little synergy of bleeding going on. So the bleed is there, and it's like a small synergy with this thing. So when I hit a healthy enemy, he slowed down. So I mean, it's like I had 4 points left over, and that's where I put them. The most important one is, of course, this thing. That's where the damage is. Yeah, there's not a lot of to say except that I should have maxed this glyph, and it's not even maxed. Because at first I wanted to do a pure Thorn build, but I really didn't like it, so I had to mash together something, and that's what I came up with. So that's the one, and then there's pretty much only one other node, and it's Fury on kill. Maximum, there's like 3 fury on kill right there. And you could get this one also to help with your because Whirlwind eats a lot of fury, and you generate a lot of fury, and you could put some fortified there, but my fortified seems to be okay so far. So but keep in mind that I can get this one, and that's all that there is for for the Whirlwind part. So yeah, Whirlwind is not good against bosses because the damage is sort of low, but at least it doesn't occupy a bunch of nodes, and it's sort of limited in the number of spots that I use on the gear. So the second part is Thorns. So for Thorns, on the there's the Thorn splash, which is here actually. So that's the aspect, serpent bite, and you've got a chance to splash the thorn around when you get it. Afterward, yeah, that's the only aspect that I used in the entire thing. Of course, the gear, you've got a razorplate for more thorn damage, and then there's a bunch of thorn while fortified. So there's one there. Pretty much all my gear has thorn whilst fortified. Not this one, because I like movement speed, but there is damage to close enemy, and that is helpful with thorns. Yeah, so they've got both. Yeah, here you got damage close and thorn while fortified. But of course on defensive gear you've got either life or a resist. Okay. And again some close damage there. And this one didn't roll the close damage because it was more important to get the size, and yeah, I locked out on the damage, but still I think the damage that's there, 87%, is better than nothing. So yeah, there's another small bonus here. The 22% half the time is gonna boost the physical damage, but it's pretty low. But now the skills that use Thorn, that is there for Thorns, there is this one. You boost your life, so you've got more Thorn damage, and on top of that you've got another 30% of your life that comes at Thorn. Vulnerable with the steel grasp, so when you hit something with the steel grasp they become vulnerable. And all the gems here are also for Thorns. So the sapphire gives you a vulnerable damage, which is again only used by Thorn and doesn't affect Whirlwind. Where it is? Yes, strength is gonna boost Thorns damage, so that's why I put strength everywhere. So yeah, I grab all life nodes. So you see there's some life there. I grab that. Go up. I think here, yeah, there's again some life. No life nodes on this one. Oh yeah, there it is. And I should not have come here. That's a bad board. There's no life there. There's only some damage reduction. Yeah, you can see that I just took the damage reduction and then I took this glyph and then I went away. But there's a better board that has 2 life nodes, and next time I build a barb, yeah, I'm going to take that board instead of this one. Yes, watch them kill themselves. You can see that. So if you go off on keyboard, there's some chance that you're not gonna die, basically, just because of the Thorn. This one is supposed to be there for Thorn. So yeah, damage close, and of course you're gonna get some damage reduction on top, so it's really neat. Tankiness. So yeah, like I said earlier, life and resist. But let's look at the aspects. Not this one. Well, yeah, no, this one is actually again for survivability, for tankiness. I'm gonna stop saying that word because I've got some cry here, and this one also gives you more life. There you've got movement speed to get out of the way, and you've got unstoppable. So my Wrath of the Berserker is also only there for unstoppable. Because when you get crowd control, that's a way to die in hardcore. And this one, well, I use it also to generate some fury at the start of a boss fight. On the helm, I went for this. Again, it's a way to not die. Yeah, Thorn itself is there for tankiness, because as you saw, I went away from keyboard and I killed stuff with my Thorn. So metamorphosis. Yeah, when you evade, you're gonna transform into a bat. So basically, the thing you've gotta know that that's another way to get unstoppable. So if you get mashed around and you get the crowd control, you transform into bats. Yeah, when you shout, this imprint gives you cooldown, so you're gonna be able to shout more often. So again, that's to keep you alive. Yeah, I'm armor capped, and I don't know how people do it without Juggernaut, but I just went Juggernaut. I mean, fuck it. It just does the job. get a bunch of armor. Without the Juggernaut, I would get squashed around. And Juggernaut just max myself for armor. And I like movement speed. So my boots have some movement speed there. I've got lunging strike range, so I can lunging strike from further. And also this imprint to move faster. So if you need to run away from something bad in the L-tides, for instance, well, you've got some speed there. And I also imprinted some movement speed on the amulet. Yeah, I could show lunging strike instead. If you, for some reason, you never tried it out, you can see that sort of teleport. So that's another way to move away. Paragon now. Well, as I said earlier, everything is life, so that's to keep yourself alive. Some close node there, here. This one. Okay, that's the other synergy with bleeding. So when you kill a bleeding enemy, you're gonna get some cooldown reduction again. Here I've got some resist node, which are not that good. And this one is there just to boost the resist node. And again, some cooldown reduction. Partial. It's not that great, but that's what I had. And it was max because I tried to make I was following a guide and for Thorns, and that's why it's sort of maxed. I didn't get the second bonus. Okay, I need to put some strength there. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what I'm gonna remove. Just quickly. Yeah, I think I went. I was using something that needed the dexterity there. So this one, no need for that. Okay, no, this one I need. Ding, 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 ding. This I don't need anymore. No, this one. Yeah, I need another string. This is string. Okay. So. Okay, there you go. So some more shout cooldown there. I think I could have. Oh, this I don't need. Well, I think I can put it there instead. Remove that. Remove that. And there you go. Okay, now I've got more stuff. So yeah. Okay, and I've got again some resist there. Some fire resist. Yeah, still max. And yeah. And this side is just for life. So life and resist. So that's the Paragon. It's really simple. Okay, skill tree, there's a lot of stuff on the skill tree. But lunging strikes gives you movement, so that's one. Whirlwind itself is movement, so you can run away from stuff using Whirlwind. Imposing presence, more life. Damage reduction against elites here. I talked about this earlier, but burst is more life. Not this one. So make your shout last longer. And this, yeah, again, more tankiness through the shouts. Movement speed, move away from problems. More tankiness stuff. It's basically tankiness. The fortified comes from here. Yeah, a bit of damage there. This one I could remove and put it elsewhere. Damage reduction. And this is also a way to gain life. So that's tankiness. And this was just to move away from problem, like I said earlier. So yeah. So that's all for the build. Now I'm gonna show it in action a bit. So that's pretty much the build, and I did some dungeons with, and I was like 85, where the enemies were 110 or something, and it can get a bit scary, but yeah, it worked out fine.